BreiEndia and my 90-day self-journeys retreat in 808 Tavern. This is day 20, July 13th, 2020. Video 2 about self-credibility. So, a second part about credibility, bear in mind, I consider this day self-credibility. But I'm speaking about self-credibility as well as credibility in general from my perspective. So, I look at credibility and support as they go hand in hand. It's not like one or the other type of thing. So you cannot look at somebody and expect them to support you and they don't know your credibility towards a situation that you're trying to present or bring to the table. For instance, I know me trying to transition from a certain field of work into another field of work, I have to prove and show my credibility. But that begins with me first believing and trusting in myself and what it is that I'm bringing to the table of this new venture, of this new arena. It's new for me, because I never took the time to say, you know what, I can go hard for this because this is something that I feel as though I really am good at or I really do enjoy, doing. And I had to do that. I had to take the time to really recognize the things that I enjoy, the things that I like about my life and being free to be able to do what it is that I want to do and be. And although I do have my plans with natural medicine, I understand that that's going to take a little bit of time due to the fact that there are things in the society that are out of my control when it comes to medicine, conventional medicine and natural medicine and herbs and things like that. And I know that it'll take some time. So it's no rush because as long as I'm living, I know I'll be able to achieve anything that I desire to put my time into. But while I'm still young in my 20s and constantly writing and putting towards a lot of energy towards my creative innovations, I don't want to keep sitting and wasting time on that. So I'm trying to find ways to be able to, push myself in getting back into that realm of comfort where this time, instead of keeping everything bottled up and to myself, since 11, I have not shared the things I write or the things I think or feel when it comes to the creativity part of my being. So I can't expect people to just be like, oh yeah, I know she can do it, because that's I have to have that belief in myself and then just bring it to the table and let it fly. And it'll either crash or it'll soar. But either way, I prepare myself by first giving myself the option to know that I am capable of doing anything I set my mind to. Anything that I sit down and say, I want to be able to put towards the effort. I want to be able to put towards 100% effort. That is the thing that keeps me going, is constantly pep talking myself. Yes, I might go in the mirror and talk to myself like I said last video, I talk a lot in first, second, and third person. Not because I have a multiple personality disorder, but because I view things from every aspect of the world due to the fact that I am an entrepreneur. I don't want to fail at looking at it from the customer's point of view, the client's point of view, the patient's point of view. If you care for people and you're in a field where you're supposed to care for people, you must have some type of compassion for people, because why are you working with people and you don't like people? That kind of stuff right there scares me, honestly, because I was like, I do not want nobody sticking no needles at me, putting no pills on I don't want none of that, because I don't know these people. People talk about trust all the time and they don't trust nobody. But y'all be the first ones as soon as you cough in the hospital somewhere. But you trust them. They people too. Everybody in every field are people. So ultimately, I've always loved people. So I always try to just understand people. And since I'm gaining more spiritual comfort for myself, that is because I'm falling in love with my spirit, my inner self, my being. That's a matter of gaining the credible sense of who I am. Now, when it comes to support, I support myself because I have to be willing to put towards money and invest in myself. But you got to work. When you're investing in yourself, you got to make the money to do that. There's been times where I've made money and I've invested in other people before I even invest in myself. And that doesn't mean I'm not credible at all. That just meant for me that I'm not self-credible enough. I didn't even give all that time and energy from working into my own craft, into my own self. And I have talents too. Now, if I wasn't a person who had dreams and goals to be able to do things creatively too, then I would go hard for only supporting others, and that would be my primary thing. But because I have been sleeping on my own talent, I have been able to realize that I haven't been taking care of myself enough. So I do take care of myself all the time, but I need to now switch from that right to the left side of the brain real quick and say, you know what? Let me hop on a way to push myself into this point of comfort in these fields. Just because of the fact that I know I want to be able to help others too. And not just help, but work with others. You know, I want to be able to collaborate and do fun things with people who have creative minds and ideas and innovations too. Whatever it may be, with people who are willing to collaborate when I'm in a financial predicament to do it. But I have to first be able to support myself in the things that I say I'm credible to do. I can't just say it. I need to start making some things show. So due to that, I really am focused right now on, ways to do that. But I'm working also because, I went into a financial hole for a second. So I'm working right now to build myself back up. And that's what you got to do. You got to build yourself back up in every lane, credibility of financial, your mental, your physical, everything, socially, the right associations, all that kind of stuff matters when it comes to building a platform or building a brand and things of that nature. And I'm still learning constantly. I watch other teachers, and that's what I meant by, having a personal page for like friendships and all that kind of stuff like that. Because some people don't want to be having to feel like they're forced to support your business. They might not be interested in your business. And that's what I definitely know. I would never want somebody to feel like they got to support me in something that they're just not interested in spending their money on or their time on. But I need to be able to separate my personal relationships with people, even on social media, because this is an evolving platform. Social media is an evolving platform for people who especially are entrepreneurs. And it is a way for you to connect with your friends and family that aren't close to you or whatever. But ultimately, this is a social platform for people to network. People who are in networks of, different types of fields, whether it be political fields, lawmakers are even on here, and then also the arts. There's so many different things that the net is used for and has been used for, and it's evolving rapidly. And the world has so many different things that they push out on these networks, not just TV and the news anymore. These things are TV and the news, especially in these new generations. They pull out the phone for everything. So we got to recognize that for those that are entrepreneurs, especially, you have to be willing to kind of step forward into either, not necessarily starting from scratch, but starting from what you want. What do you want to be around? What kind of energy do you want to see? And what do you want to allow while you're in your planning phase? I'm in a planning phase right now. Still, I move a little bit, but I take my time. I may be a little turtle with some of the stuff I do. That's why I love turtles. But, I try my best to use that time in my show to just plan until I'm ready to execute. No matter who's trying to rush me or say I don't do this or I don't, lose faith in me or whatever. That doesn't matter. I have to believe in myself, trust in myself, and have that faith in myself. And that's what I encourage other people to do who are feeling discouraged and, just down about all this madness in the world that aren't things that have to do with business, the stuff that doesn't have to do with your craft. There's a lot of stuff going on for Black people that is meant to weigh us down, to bring us down mentally and physically and emotionally draining us. And you have to be willing to look at it like that is something that is going to motivate me. You have to switch it off of feeling like it's a pain and I don't even want to do this no more or whatever. And just be like, no, I'm gonna add to my plate then. Since they're gonna make this harder for me. So I have to make sure that I have the means to take care of myself in the real world and, can eat, have somewhere to lay my head. If I have kids, to have somewhere for them to lay their head and them to have food in their stomach. And, and make sure they're it don't have to be your significant other, their parent. But when you're co-parenting, I view it as if you have that person, they're not, passed away or wherever it may be, rest easy if you have lost your significant other or the person that is the parent of your children. Understand that whoever's in your life supporting you, make sure they're good too. It doesn't even have to be a significant person. It could just be a co-parent situation. But because they have a portion of that child that they taking care of and they love as well, you have to make sure they're good. If it's your mother, make sure she's good. Your father, make sure they're good. Grandmother, whoever it may be, aunties, people that have poured into helping you, don't let their help go unrecognized because they may work a job and they may be tired. And being an artist, they understand. Being an entrepreneur, they understand. So they're willing to be there for you. But you got to be putting forth work 24/7 because what you're doing is not simple. And it can't be a time where you're just sitting around not doing anything or worrying about all of these distractions and the outside noise. Let the outside noise be what it is. Practice safety measures, but carry the right energy, carry the right intentions around with you. You can't view it like I'm just going to let somebody shoot me in the head or blah, blah, blah. But that's why you have to instill that strength of faith and knowledge within yourself, discernment and wisdom to know where to be guided when you leave the house every day and what direction to take so that you can avoid all of these mishaps and all of these issues, because there is your guide. There is a guide within you, and that fear has to be shedded away first. It does. The fear of who's going to look at you a certain way or not believe in you or what kind of crazy things people are going to say. People are going to talk all the time. I just got into a rap battle because of my ex-husband, and honestly, it's very interesting to see how, these people go back and forth, and you got all of this competitive energy going on, but it's good competition. It's good competitive energy because at the end of the day, there may be a fight here and there, but I don't think I ever seen a rap battle on the Smack rap battle where somebody pulled out a gun and somebody died in those events. It doesn't go that far. And that is a very crafty and it's like a camaraderie type of thing where you got to know what kind of associations you can have. Some people can't do that kind of stuff without getting in their feelings or getting their feelings hurt. Those type of people you're not shaped for that kind of stuff because it's about your art. It's about your creative way of doing things, your creative way of putting your words together. If you're getting mad because somebody put their words together creatively, that's how it's supposed to be. But, I digress on that topic. I'm still freshen out the box for that. But I'm just talking in general about self-credibility and how that goes from you stepping out, jumping off of whatever porch you was on and saying, I'm going to go hard for this. And I'm going to come back around and keep doing this until whenever. You just keep going for whatever it is that you want to do. And that's how, and being able to know that you can do it based on yourself is how you do it. Is having that understanding that I'm going to do this because I want to do this. And I love doing this. I want to speak on this and I'm going to put it in my song. I want to speak on this, so I'm going to put it on my art. I'm going to draw it. I'm going to design or make a book, whatever it is. A business. I want to help people in this way because I see people suffering here, or I want to help these people because I see that this is an issue. That is how you become an innovator and entrepreneur. And that's how you build credibility for yourself, is believing and trusting that you are the person, because you have the passion and compassion to do it, who can do it. And that's all I have for today. And this is my day 20, July 13, 2020. This is BreiEndia, my 90-day Self-Journeys retreat in 808 Tavern. I wish you all many blessings, and we'll speak again soon.